President Obama announced a new initiative, the President's National Export Initiative, which has as a goal of doubling exports in the next 5 years and thereby supporting 2 million jobs. That alone would be sufficient reason to support exports, that it supports a lot of jobs. The other good reason to support exports is that export-related jobs tend to pay approximately 15% more than the national average. So exporting needs to be a very important part of our economy. Another important reason to focus on exports is that 95% of the world's consumers live outside the United States. So if we are going to continue to have the kind of standard of living that we've become accustomed to, it's important that exports be central or certainly an integral part of our economy. I think it's important that we not forget about manufacturing. I think manufacturing is very, very vital to the U.S. economy and vital to a strong export strategy. Services play an important role in exports as well. We are one of the leading exporters of services in the world, and I believe that will continue to grow. The way it shifts a little with an increasing focus on services is the work that the U.S. government does in trying to lower trade barriers. Will, in addition to manufactured goods, will also focus on services, finances, construction services, a whole array of services that if we don't engage in lowering trade barriers makes it hard for us to export those services around the world. The other thing you see that happens with free trade agreements is that soon after we implement them, trade just goes up enormously. With Chile, we've seen trade go up 250% in the first 5 years that it's been enacted. With Peru, which has only been enacted now for about 2.5 years, we've seen a 50% increase already in just 2.5 years. So FTAs are very important. I believe it's the only way we'll accomplish our goals. The International Trade Administration, which is the federal agency that has the biggest responsibility for export promotion, simply doesn't have enough people to assist every business that wants to export or wants to find new markets. And so going forward, we're going to have to rely even more than we already have on partnerships. We have a very good partnership right here in Denver with the World Trade Center. And we have relationships like that all over the country that make it possible for us to reach out to that business that maybe has never exported before or has exported to only one country and is ready now to take that leap to yet a second or third. So partnering with organizations that have similar interests are absolutely critical to our success. We're going to vigorously enforce our trade laws. It's very important that American companies have a level playing field to play in, whether it's defending our anti-dumping or countervailing duty laws, or whether it's making sure that countries that we're trading partners with are playing by the rules that we've all agreed to. That exports have to be a critical part of our economy. I don't believe for a minute it's the only part. But when you have 95% of the world's consumers live outside U.S. borders, if we don't pay attention to exporting, if we don't make that a priority, we're hurting ourselves.